Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on their charts. Don't forget, this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel. But I am here to point out key factors on the charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you will get 2 free stocks. And don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks, so if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's take a look at the market today. Today is December 9th. 2021. It is Thursday, so we're getting close to the end of the week, and you could see here we are having a red day in the market today. The S&P 500 is down 0.22%. The Dow is actually up 0.30%, and the Nasdaq is down the most today, down 1.05%. So you could see kind of a mixed day in the market. No one's quite sure what's going to happen tomorrow with the jobs numbers coming out. So we will see what happens tomorrow morning with that. And hopefully everyone has a good weekend and a good rest of today. So let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering Ocean Power Technologies. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I'll provide a link in the upper right hand corner to the most recent one. If you want to go back and check that video out, you should be seeing that link right about now, and you could see how I got to where my chart is where it is today. But at the time of this recording, Ocean Power Technologies is currently trading at $1.63. It is down 13 cents on the day, or the equivalent of 7.39%. So not a good day today for this stock. In the past week, this stock is down 7.53%. And in the past month, it is down 24.92%. So this stock has been getting hammered in the past month. In the past 3 months, this stock is down 15.98%. So almost 16% down in the past 3 months. And over the past year, Ocean Power Technologies is down 36.82%. So it's not been a good year for this stock. And if we go into the chart here, let's go try to find where this stock was trading 1 year ago today. Let's try to find December 9th on the chart. And as you could see right here, it looks like December 9th last year, we closed the day out at $2.35. So we were in the middle of an uptrend at that time last year. You could see right in this area. We were right here. Okay, so December 9th was this candle right here. Let me zoom in. This was December 9th. I'm circling it with my mouse right here. And zooming back out, you could see we were going on this uptrend on our way to this all-time high up here. The all-time high for this stock was $7.30. And we hit that on January 25th of 2021. So in the beginning of this year, we hit that all-time high. And you could see we were on a very nice uptrend at the end of last year. Well, pretty much starting, let's see where it started. It started around April of 2020, and it ended when we hit that all-time high around mid-February of earlier this year. So that's when it ended. So you could see the very nice uptrend we were on, hitting those higher highs and higher lows, looking like a stair step as it went up and hitting that all-time high up here. All right, and then that crash happened in February, the middle of February this year. We had that correction, the big correction in the Nasdaq, where all these SPACs, all the high multiple growth stocks, got hammered. And they have really never recovered since then. You could see from this chart, a lot of these companies like this one, never really recovered throughout the year. A lot of their charts look similar to this. A lot of the stocks that I cover on this channel, they do look similar to this chart here. With the big run up last year, they topped out in mid-February, and then they have, the big drop after that correction happened in mid-February of earlier this year, and then they've been just kind of bleeding out all this year. Okay, so let's real quick just go over the chart here in the support and resistance areas. Starting from the top here, I have a line at $5.85. That's where we need to get back up to, and we're going to want to see a daily candle close above that point. We've been above that point intraday on the daily chart. We've even opened above there, but we've never been able to close a daily candle above $5.85. So that's where I would like to see this stock close above if we want to see this thing make new all-time highs. So I have a resistance line at that point. Okay, now moving down our chart, I have a resistance line at $3.25. That is where the stock has seen resistance before. You could see the rejection areas that we've seen in the past. Right around the beginning of October last year in 2020, we saw it get rejected off that area. We saw another rejection point in November of last year in 2020, also in December. And going into this year, we saw the stock get rejected off this area in March of this year, and also we saw it get rejected in early July of this year. So a lot of resistance coming in at that $3.25 area. That is a very big resistance point for this stock. So we'll keep an eye on that if we do make it back up to that level. Okay, now going down our chart, another resistance area we can see on our chart is $2.40. Again, we have had trouble with that area in the past. You could see after getting rejected over there in October of last year, we also had some consolidation around this $2.40 area. We had some support around that $2.40 area in December of last year. We also had some support in March of this year. So again, former resistance became support, and even on the way down from that all-time high, you could see it acted as support for a little bit right here as it fell from those all-time highs on the other side of the move here. All right, and then we could see right here, it looked like it tried to maintain that support. This was back in early July of this year. Could not hold that support area for very long though, and then it fell below there, and then it's been acting as resistance ever since. As you can see, the stock has been stuck in between this area of around, it looks like $1.60 and that $2.40 resistance area. So you could see ever since falling below that $2.40 area back in July, it's kind of been stuck under there, not being able to make it past there. You saw the, it tried to get above there back in October of this year, and you saw the big rejection from there. Now let's talk about some other things on my chart here. You can see I have two trend lines on the chart. Now let's first talk about this green trend line. Now, the stock was trading along this green trend line going back to April of last year. Ever since it started along that nice uptrend that it was on, you could see here it started trading on this nice uptrend. And then it came back and retested this uptrend right here going back to early July here. And it was kind of just sitting along this trend line, still in a nice uptrend, just going nicely along that trend line here, just sitting along it, but still going in an upward manner here. And you could see we just recently broke that trend line right here in the middle of November here. So that is not good news to see on our chart. And you could see what's happened since breaking that trend line here. We have fallen off a lot. Since we broke that trend line, we've gone from around that $2.15 mark all the way down to $1.60 to where we're currently at right now. Now also, You could see I have my red trend line, and that is representing the lower highs that we've been making since coming off of our all-time high, okay? Now, since we've dropped from that all-time high, we have never been able to make a higher high since then. You could see the high that we came off of since making our all-time high. We made that high, and then we've never been able to make a higher high since then. We've been making lower highs, and we've also been making lower lows. We've been unable to establish a base too. We haven't been able to establish a support zone for this stock. You could see that we've been making these lower lows once right in here. This is a lower low. Here is a low. Here is a low. Here is a low. So all these are lower lows. If you were to draw a trend line, they would go downwards. So you could draw a trend line and show a downward sloping trend line representing those lower lows. So if I were to circle these right here with my mouse, you could see lower lows right here. Here is another lower low right there. And then right here was kind of just another low that was not a lower low. But again, right here is another lower low. So we've been consistently making lower highs and lower lows ever since coming off of this all-time high at $7.30. Now it looks like we have fallen into a support zone, as you could see, at this $1.60 area. This has been support in the past in this area. As you could see, we had support last November in this area right here, and we had some pretty strong support here as we came off of a swing high and then supported right here before our next run up. So this could be the end of the lower highs. Hopefully we can consolidate right here. As you can see, my trend line, and I drew a support line right at this point right here. And we don't have much room inside this triangle left. So I drew a descending triangle here to represent the lower highs and how much room we have left to consolidate here. So hopefully we can establish a nice little base with what's left inside this triangle and then break out to the upside here. Now this trend line here can be erased because it's no longer valid. We have broken that, and we don't need it on our chart anymore. So all we have left is this descending triangle going into this support at $1.60 here, and that is what's going to hold us up. So either we're going to hold this support right here and break out to the upside out of this descending triangle, or we are going to break down to the downside and fall even further here. So let's take a look at our moving averages and see what we could find with those. And as you can see, looking at our moving averages, our 200-day moving average is sitting way up here, acting as resistance going back to around, it looks like May here. Since we've fallen below that 200-day moving average in May, we have not been able to reclaim that 200-day moving average on the daily chart. So we need to get back above that, but first, before we could do that, we need to get above this 8-day moving average, as you could see here in the white. That has been acting as strong resistance going back to, it looks like here, the beginning of November. You could see since we've fallen below that in November, we haven't been able to get back above that since then. We've traded up to that almost every day on this daily chart here, and we have not been able to recover it, okay? We've got above there one day, and it looks like the next day we fell back below there, and, every other day we just trade up to it, and then we get rejected off of it. So that will be first, and then after that you could see our 21-day moving average in the light blue is also acting as resistance. Okay, so that'll be next after the 8-day, and then our 50-day is there in the dark blue, and you could see that's been acting as strong resistance as we zoom out since we fell below there coming off of those all-time highs. You could see how that was strong support on our way up to those all-time highs. This dark blue moving average, that's our 50-day, how that was our strong support there, as we were moving up to those all-time highs. That was just our nice support, supporting us as we went up to those all-time highs. But then once we lost that moving average, we have not been able to do much of anything since then. So hopefully, we could get back above those and start moving upwards. Now let's check out our weekly chart, see what we could figure out from that. And I got to readjust my chart here as this weekly chart is kind of messed up. Okay, so here we are on our weekly chart. I fixed it as best as I could. And, there's not much on our weekly chart that we could go off of with the moving averages. As you could see here, zooming in, it looks like our 8-period moving average on our weekly chart is acting as resistance. Going back to, it looks like right around the beginning of October here, when we fell below there. We have not been able to get above there since then. So that's been acting as resistance for us. So that will be something we need to keep an eye on here on our weekly chart, because it looks like every time we get to that weekly moving average, we sell off and we fall back below there. Also, our 21-period moving average on our weekly chart, you could see going back to, it looks like right in, let me try to pinpoint where we fell below there. It looks like right here. Okay, it looks like the beginning of April we fell below there, and we've never been able to recover it since then. Okay, so that will be also some strong resistance. All right, so we need to get above that too. All right, so we're going to need to start with that 8-period moving average on our weekly chart, and then we need to get above this 21-period moving average, because we have not been able to get above that since April. All right, so that is not good to see from our weekly chart. That just shows the lack of momentum from this stock and the lack of enthusiasm that we've seen all year from this stock here. All right, and you could see the 50-period moving average here in the dark blue. We have not been above that since going back to May here also. So let's switch back over to our daily chart for one last look at this daily chart. And it looks like I got to fix my chart here. And as you could see, I will take the moving averages off. And, hopefully this year coming up, 2022, will be a better year for this stock and this company. Because last year in 2020, they had a very good year. As you could tell from the chart, it was a beautiful looking chart. Very nice uptrend, and then 2021 hit, and it was almost like a reversal from 2020. They had that stair step up in 2020, and in 2021, they had almost a stair step down, and it erased almost all of those gains that we saw from 2020. So hopefully 2022 will be a better year for this stock and this company, but we will have to wait and see for that. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on. It really helps me out when you guys hit that like button and subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.